Hello everyone. It's Thursday, the 4th of September 2025, and right now, Europe's weather is telling a very interesting story. The seasons are clearly beginning to shift, and we are seeing a real mix of conditions across the continent. While some of us are still enjoying the last warmth of summer, others are already feeling the first hints of autumn's cooler touch. This time of year is always fascinating because it shows just how varied our weather can be from one place to another. It really is a continent of contrasts, and these differences are becoming more and more noticeable as we prepare to say goodbye to one season and welcome the next one. Just look at the temperature map today. In Lille, northern France, people are waking up to a crisp morning with temperatures around 12 degrees Celsius. They are likely reaching for a light jacket or a jumper. However, if you travel down to Marseille on the southern coast, it's a completely different picture. There, the sun is shining brightly and temperatures are expected to climb to a very pleasant 25 degrees Celsius. This big difference highlights the transition we are in. One part of a country feels like early autumn, while another part is still holding on to that lovely summer feeling. This is the classic European weather roller coaster we often talk about. This contrast isn't just a one-day event, it's a sign of the bigger changes that are on their way. The warm air from the south is still trying to push northwards, but the cooler air from the Atlantic is starting to win the battle, especially as the days get shorter. This struggle between warm and cold air masses is what will define our weather over the next few weeks. We can expect this pattern of sunny, warm days mixed with cooler, cloudier periods to continue for a little while longer. It's a gentle reminder from nature that we need to be ready for anything as we head deeper into the autumn season. So, as we enjoy these last moments of summer warmth, it's important to remember that this is a period of great change. The weather patterns we are seeing now are the first steps toward a much different season. The atmosphere is getting ready for a significant shift, and soon, the gentle breezes of September will be replaced by the stronger winds and cooler temperatures of October and November. This transition is a natural and beautiful part of the year, but it also signals that it is time for us to start thinking about the months ahead and how we can best prepare for them. Now, let's talk about what is driving these changes. Meteorologists are closely watching the Pacific Ocean, and the signs are pointing towards the development of a weak La Niña phase. You might be wondering, what does that mean for us here in Europe? Well, La Niña is a climate pattern that starts with cooler than average sea surface temperatures in the Pacific. Even though it happens thousands of miles away, it has a big ripple effect on weather systems all around the world, including ours. It changes the path of the jet stream, which is like a fast-moving river of air high up in our atmosphere. This change in the jet stream is the key to understanding our upcoming autumn and winter. A weak La Niña often causes the jet stream to dip further south over Europe. When this happens, it opens the door for colder air from the Arctic and Scandinavia to move down across the continent. So instead of the milder, wetter air we sometimes get from the Atlantic, we are more likely to see colder and drier air masses taking charge. This doesn't mean we won't have any rain, but it does mean that the overall temperature trend will be leaning towards the colder side of average as we move through the season. We are already beginning to see the early effects. The recent unsettled weather, with its mix of sunshine and showers, is a classic sign of the atmosphere becoming more unstable. As the La Niña pattern strengthens, even slightly, we can expect this instability to increase. This could lead to more dynamic weather events. For example, we might see more frequent storms developing, especially when the colder air from the north clashes with any remaining warmth. It's this clash of air masses that can really fuel some dramatic weather, so we need to be watching the forecast very carefully. It's important to remember that a weak La Niña doesn't guarantee a specific type of weather every single day. Instead, it tips the odds in favor of certain patterns. Think of it as loading the dice for a colder and potentially snowier winter. The influence will become more obvious as we get into November and December. For now, we are in the early stages, where the atmosphere is just beginning to respond to this global climate signal. This is the perfect time to understand the science behind our weather so we can be better prepared for what is to come. As we look ahead to late autumn and the beginning of winter 2026, the influence of La Niña is expected to become much stronger. This means we should all prepare for a noticeable drop in temperatures across much of Europe. The colder than average conditions that we expect will likely start to settle in more permanently from late November onwards. This won't be a gradual, gentle cooling. We could see some sharp cold snaps, where temperatures suddenly fall well below what we would normally expect for that time of year. These cold spells could bring widespread frost and ice, making morning commutes tricky. With the colder air in place, the chance of snow increases significantly. When weather systems move in from the Atlantic, they will have to pass over this very cold air. This means that instead of rain, many areas could see snow, even in places that don't always get it. We are predicting a higher likelihood of snow not just in the mountains, but also at lower levels, especially across parts of the UK, France, Germany, and Eastern Europe. This could lead to a very picturesque, white winter for many, but it will also bring challenges for travel and daily life, so preparation is key. We also need to be on high alert for storms. The recent severe weather in places like Gard, France, where they experienced intense thunderstorms and powerful wind gusts, is a stark reminder of how volatile the weather can be. As cold and warm air continue to battle for dominance, we can expect more of these energetic weather systems. This means a higher risk of strong winds, heavy rain, and even thunderstorms developing quickly. These storms could cause disruption, so it's vital to pay attention to weather warnings issued by your local authorities and meteorological offices. The main takeaway for the upcoming winter is to expect the unexpected. The combination of a La Niña pattern and a more southerly jet stream creates the perfect recipe for a dynamic and challenging season. We are forecasting a winter that is likely to be colder and snowier than the last few we have experienced. This means we will all need to adjust our routines and make sure our homes and vehicles are ready for freezing temperatures, ice, and snow. Being prepared will make all the difference in navigating the season safely and comfortably. Given this forecast, how can we all prepare for the months ahead? The most important piece of advice is to start now. Don't wait until the first snowflake falls or the first major storm warning is issued. Check your home to make sure it is ready for winter. This includes insulating pipes to prevent them from freezing and bursting, and checking that your heating system is working correctly. Making sure your home is well sealed can also help keep you warm and save money on energy bills, especially during those colder than average periods we are expecting this winter. When it comes to travel, being prepared is just as important. If you own a car, now is a good time to get it checked. Make sure your tires are in good condition, and consider switching to winter tires if you live in an area that is likely to see a lot of snow and ice. It's also a great idea to put together a winter emergency kit for your car. This should include things like a blanket, a torch, a shovel, and some extra food and water. If you rely on public transport, be prepared for possible delays or cancellations during severe weather and always have a backup plan. Keeping informed is perhaps the most critical step of all. Weather patterns can change quickly, so make it a habit to check the forecast every day. Watch the weather reports on television, listen to them on the radio, or use a reliable weather app on your phone. Pay close attention to any weather warnings that are issued for your area, whether they are for wind, snow, or ice. Knowing what to expect will help you make safer decisions, such as whether to postpone a journey or work from home if conditions are predicted to be particularly bad. Finally, let's not forget to look out for each other. Winter can be a difficult time, especially for elderly or vulnerable neighbors. Check in on them to make sure they are warm and have everything they need. A little bit of community spirit can go a long way in making sure everyone gets through the challenging weather safely. By taking these simple steps, preparing our homes, planning our travel, staying informed and helping others, we can all face Europe's weather rollercoaster with confidence and stay safe and warm this coming autumn and winter.